So Aries, this is your reading for the month of Aquarius, which means that when I look at the moon, I see your constellation behind it, and when I look at the sun, I see the constellation of Aquarius behind it, which is giving you the light. And this constellation or this combination exists only once a year, and thus this is the moment for me to do this reading for you. The 11th house of friendship and Uranus, the revolution, is highlighting you the first house of self, of knowing yourself or self in itself as an ego, and ruled by Mars, the warrior. And you can see that you are looking straight at yourself. Meanwhile, Aquarius is naked. You are all covered. You are like all dressed. Even you have like, look at this, like this guard. And Aquarius is naked and is directed into the left spinning path. And positioned even like a star, because that's the new age that is coming to us. And just that you know, I do right and left spinning readings, meaning that the right spinning reading that you're getting today is the human to the right, from the outside to the within. And the left spinning path you get only once a year on your full moon, which is opposite your sign in Libra. You getting the soul path from right to left. And it's this from deep within to the without. It's this, I want to learn and grow and understand what this world has to offer. The yoga position for the star is side plank. The transformation itself makes you a star when you get through that. And here for you, there's no yoga position anymore. There is the end result, which is the number one, right? Because you are the first zodiac sign where actually the year begins. And this is meditation, to go and look deep within in all four directions, and then see with the inner eye that you are Aries, the mind, that consciousness. You are the Queen of Wands if your birthday is between March 12th and April 9th. This is your court card. And you are looking slightly into the right spinning path. And so this is very important. Also physically, you are looking, or you're sitting straight ahead, but your head is turning to the right. Right? So that's really interesting, because we have to understand why there are people looking to the right and looking to the left. Connecting back to the last reading where Capricorn Sun was giving you the light, the message was, are you ready to shine out your hope and happiness? You had the Sun, you had hope, and you had the 10 of Cups. And so this is a very beautiful message, right? If you think about it, that you recognize that the Capricorn, the social status that Capricorn is actually bringing to us, has spoken to you, and now you are getting the age of Aquarius speaking to you through the sun. Now that you understand this whole message of right and left spinning, is I have a picture here, and you can see how the Earth itself spins to the right 24 hours while it's spinning to the right around the sun. And that's the right spinning path that I'm using, right? Here you get only 13 major arcanas with a different deck on top of it. And the left spinning path that you're getting once a year on your full moon is this wobble that the earth does, and this wobble lasts here in this message is 26,000 years, but some say it's 25,800. Divided then through the 12 zodiac signs, we get an age, and the age is usually 2,150, or let's say 2,200 years long. And what's interesting here is that we are moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And so this is a very important message for you, because you are getting a glimpse into the future. You're getting a glimpse into that which is shifting right now majorly. Also as a collective, as a society, we are all shifting into more individual tribes, right? We're not anymore in the Piscean age where it's like a big amount of people that are believing in one thing. It's like now the individual group can be found that believes specifically into this or believes specifically into that, right? And I just listened to a very interesting comic. I really love comedians, because for some reason they're not afraid to tell the truth because they just speak up. And some of them maybe are right, some of them maybe are wrong, right? But that doesn't matter. I listened to Konstantin Kisin, and he specifically said that we are seeing the end of globalization. And the end of globalization comes with the age of Aquarius. So let's see what Aquarius wants to tell you, my dear Aries, because this is the new age. This is something that's gonna be very important, right, for you to know what is it that is now happening in this world through this new age that is affecting us. So here comes on the position of the Fool, the Four of Coins, and this is the Visconti Sforza tarot, one of the oldest intact tarots that exist. And here we have the Four of Coins, which is Sun in Capricorn. And just that you see, he is pointing into the left spinning path. So this is a state of consciousness that your soul is literally saying, ground yourself, right? Bring yourself through this last message from Capricorn Sun, right? Are you ready to shine out your hope and happiness? And now you're establishing it, right? Because this is the Sun in Capricorn. And I'm doing a lot of astrological and numerology in my readings. I'm just not kind of relying only on the pictures, because a picture can be read in so many different ways, but a number and the astrology energy is kind of quite, clear. And so the four is like stability, is exactly where you're sitting on. You're sitting on this four. You're sitting on the four as the material world, and you are the ruler of this material world. And so here you are establishing now, hopefully, the hope and happiness that you got from your last reading, because Sun in Capricorn is even speaking to you now through the age of Aquarius, right? Then on the position of the Magician, which is a state of consciousness that says, okay, now what I'm going to do with this thought, right? And it's still a thought in your head. It's not that you're getting up and you're doing something, but maybe you are. Maybe you are realizing, okay, you're getting a message and you're like stepping up and you're like, what am I going to do with this? And you have all four elements on the table through the Magician, and here you get the Hunter. The number 27, which then becomes calculated together a 9. The 2 is that intuition from the High Priestess. The 7 is the success from Cancer. And Cancer is as that crown that you're wearing on your head, a success that you intuitively now fighting for, that you intuitively want to establish, because the 4 is your card, the 4-4 portal, bringing you through Aquarius this okay, now I am ready to even do whatever it takes to live this success, establish this success, because as you can see, the bear is looking in this direction and the human is looking in this direction. So as we understand more and more the soul and the human differences, right, in our path or in the way we do things, is that you are now recognizing the right and left spinning path could also be the upper and the lower path, right? And it's not that one is good and the other one is bad. It's just this infinite eight, it's this infinite loop where we have to come into the center so that we can learn. And the 9 is then, of course, a completion of standing up for your values, for what you think is important. And then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Ace of Pentacles. Now you have not only 4 pentacles, you have actually 5 pentacles, right? And 5 pentacles is that state where you test it. But the test, I think, will be intuitively going into the right direction, because you're getting the Ace. And the Ace is through this pentacle that's feminine, right? You are getting the manifestation and the success through being a hunter gatherer, right? To be self-sufficient, to be someone that can survive anywhere in this world and figure out how to live and to collect the food. And this is what's coming up, is it's like then you are connected deeply, not to God as a person, but to nature, to everything that is surrounding you, and you're living with it. And then you intuitively know you will always have something to eat, right? You don't need you don't need a coin to buy it. You have your willingness to live with the earth, with the animals, with the planets, and you will always have food. And that's what's coming up for you, right? Because there is a very strong elemental, like, okay, how grounded do you want to be? You want to be as grounded as that you can take care of your own life. You want to be grounded. You want to come into that 1, right? The 4, the establishing, the 9, the completion, and then the 1 that is like, all right, I know how to do that, because this is your intuition, right? She is the intuition, and she is between black and white, but she is always able to come into the center. She's either the 3 or the new 1, and here comes the new 1. And then on the position of the Empress, right? The state of consciousness that is giving birth to the last 3 previous state of consciousness. It comes Capricorn, comes the Devil, comes the social status that you have gotten in the last reading, right? Are you ready to shine out your hope and happiness? And so, yes, with Capricorn, there always comes an attachment then to the number 4 that you are sitting on, right? You are the number 4, which is that material plane that we get attached to, that we also through our glands, right, which creates hormones, that creates certain rhythms in our bodies, and also certain sexual attachments. And the yoni lingam in the left hand, right, with the solve and coagula tattooed on his hands. One is solve, to separate, and coagula, to unite, right? It's this constant game of male-female attachment to certain rhythms, and the only way out is through the third eye. All 4 elements are here: the red, the blue, the green, and the brown. Like in here the hunter-gatherer, right, with the magician, he has all 4 elements on the table. Now you are embody all 4 elements. You have climbed that social status. Just be careful that you're not getting attached to it. And then comes you out of that, right? Out of that understanding, your mind, your positioning as a queen. You then look to the right and you're like, okay, so now I'm going to bring this idea of, yes, I want to be independently, because this fits really well with the Aquarian age, this individual group, right? This new tribe that you're fitting in, and that you can there be strong and be socially climbing. You're not anymore fitting into a big picture. And so here, you looking into the right spinning on what I'm going to do to continue my path. And then on your position comes now the King of Wands. Now this is like a couple. She's looking over to him, and this is Leo. Right, the King of Wands is specifically Leo. You can look down in the description. I have listed all the court cards, the dates of it. And so here you feel that you want to be uniting these energies, like the same way black and white create contrast. Now you want to also be within yourself, not attached to this male-female. You want to unite it. You want to come out of this feminine aspect maybe and become a little bit more masculine. Or there is just simply a personality there that you're looking over for, asking them what you can do, what you can invest maybe your money in, right? Because this is now an understanding that you want to be successful financially. You want to bring the money into a place where you can live individually the way you want always to live, as an emperor, as a leader. And so here comes the King of Wands, and you are looking straight at him. Then if I put him here, it's almost like you got to unite a little bit more the masculine side within you, to recognize that you have been challenged from Capricorn month, and now you have become a little bit more masculine in the way you handle things. Then comes on the position of the Wheel of Fortune, which is the quiz of life, which is Jupiter that is spinning, one of the largest planets in our solar system. Comes here this card, the Under My Umbrella, the number 20. And today I'm thinking of Rihanna's song, Under My Umbrella, right? And it's really cute, because it's kind of like saying, well, I am intuitive through the 2 and the 0, intuitive, knowing that if I take care of my friend, right, then he also take care of me, of the 0 with the 4, the established physicalness. And it's about these gestures. It's about not just an idea. It's not about just thinking about it. It's about living it. And somehow you have here a really dear friend, and you're both facing the left spinning path. And it's really interesting. It's almost like this position a little bit, right? He's like holding on to this bird, and he's giving him the umbrella, and the umbrella is protecting the bird, and the bird is saying, okay, let's go. Let's just, see what we can achieve together. And this is somehow the quiz of life is bringing you this kind of strange or also funny situation, where it's just like, okay, how do you want to live this life, right? How do you want to live between this black and this red, right? The black umbrella holding the red being that fire, and that fire that is deep within you as the fire element, as the queen, and now even as the king of fire, of wands, right? So there is something that you hopefully get an answer to. because then on the position of the Hanged Man, also a state of consciousness that brings change to you, a change that you create yourself. No one can push you into this change. Nevertheless, here the obsidian is coming, the number 38. And the 3 is then connecting you back to the 3 of the Empress, where the devil came up, which is then, of course, the 1 back to the hunter-gatherer, and the 5, which is the question of life of the Hierophant, then creates a self-love, the number 6. 6 is that understanding I love myself enough to now be in this unity of the 38, which creates an 11 portal, the 1-1. And the 11 portal is always that creativity to survive or to create whatever it is that you need to create to survive, which comes back to the hunter-gatherer. And you even show that you are actually supporting the animals and supporting them by bringing the umbrella above him. And so the obsidian is saying self-consciousness and recognizing of the self, and yeah, in general, to recognize that you are existing. And when you watch or when you look at the mirror, that you're seeing in that mirror who is actually looking at you. Who are you truly, deeply, deep within? Not this physical, right? This, yes, I have a body, I am a man, I have this job, I have this age, I have this hair color, I have. It's like, who are you really deep down, right? In the 1, because now comes a 1 portal. The 3 times 1 is finding power in who are you deep within, who are you as that singular deep within connection. How are you treating others? How are you giving what you are to others? And this is what the obsidian is bringing as a deep change, right? That you are looking into your own eyes and that you see someone that is ready to let go of the past and also to learn from it. So this hunter-gatherer situation, right, is literally saying, yes, you gotta recognize that you can be self-sufficient and that you can take care of yourself and of even the animals around you. Then comes on the position of the Tower. Also a state of consciousness that's saying, okay, now things are shaking. Things are gonna be shaking because the elephant, when he walks, everything shakes. And this is the Mars Tower that is breaking off the crown. This egotistical thinking of like, well, I am entitled and I can just whatever, brings the fire that is up here in the head, right? Which is here in this crown that is falling down. This crown that you are wearing is falling down, and really interesting is that the fire is up here, down here is no fire, and now the elephant is holding the fire in his trunk. There is a shift of ego, the shift of I am not anymore just an emperor. I'm also finding now I am a leader that is leading consciously, that is leading also gently, that is actually shifting its understanding of self and bringing the fire down to the ground and being empowered through this huge and gentle mammal, right? I mean, they are wonderful animals. They're unstoppable, they're auspicious, and they're wise. And the elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. So he is one-pointed, focused, and generous and loving. And it's clear, right? Because the obsidian has brought down something in you that is not working anymore in this new age. We cannot be in the age of Aquarius being this global energy. Like I said, we are seeing the end of globalization. We are creating small tribes, small groups. And if you want to see a solution to the problems that we have in this world, then create it. Don't wait for no one. Create it yourself. And this is what's coming. You get the strength. Something is shifting, something is changing, and you get the strength and you get the third eye that can see that, because you understand that the third eye, through the social status and in Capricorn, has brought you there already in the last month, in the last reading, that you're ready to shine out your hope and happiness. And here you are now finding a groundedness, finding a strength, finding the four, right? And living it. And then on the position of the Aquarius, the star, comes the Queen of Pentacles. So you have not only the major arcana of Capricorn, but you also have the court card of Capricorn. So there is a Capricorn strongly influencing you. You can see how here the star is like light up, and here in the elephant there is a star. There is something now really being recognized by you. This like, okay, I am also a queen, and here comes a queen that knows social status, and you are learning everything that you can learn, and she is literally facing you. And if I put you here, you both would have a conversation, and that conversation would be like, so how can we do what we love, that we want to do, and help others to thrive as well in these small communities. And so this is the age of Aquarius literally speaking to you. The age of Aquarius saying, okay, find your social status in a new group, in a new setting, and become also not only the idea, but also the groundedness, because, I mean, she is literally holding this coin in her hand. She is the one that brings this financial, spiritual financial security, right? That is now inspiring you. And then comes on the position of the moon. And this was interesting because I picked up the German card. So I'm going to show you the German and the, I'm going to put this down, of the German deck of the shamanic dream oracle that is coming here on the position of the moon, which is Pisces. And the moon, of course, is our subconscious, is the dreamer, is the mythical world that has been brought to us by movies and theater. At first through theater, and now because the age of Aquarius is coming, right? The age of Aquarius is coming, and we have now, since 100 years, we have movies, we have the technology that is supporting still the age of Pisces. And the age of Pisces here is leaving, and still we want to come out of our subconscious, right? We want to grow, and so here comes the number 2, the heart, and then in the English card came the number 3. So the 2 and the 3 are following, and it's saying radical acceptance, and then the benefactor is grace and generosity. So once you radically accept yourself, once you radically recognize that you are asked to really love yourself, that you are asked to really find now this fire at the base, not anymore in the crown. It's not about the crown anymore. It's not about like showing off, oh, look at me, I'm rich, I'm this, I'm that. No, it's like, what am I doing in this world to make this world a better place? And of course, you can only begin with yourself. And so this radical acceptance is bringing then here this richness, this happiness, this fulfilled life, right? This benefactor, you're sitting in your own little mushroom. And we know that mushrooms are substances that are opening the mind, right? The Amanita muscaria, and also the mushroom is the internet. And so here you recognize that if you accept yourself 100% and really work in your tribe, work with your group, with the people that you really feel safe and secure with, then you can achieve incredible, beautiful things, because they are not going to look at you as a fraction, as just one sentence. They are going to look at you as that, what are you as a culmination? And so here comes the moon, right? And on the position of the moon are you, right? And so the King of Wands is now with the heart, right? Because the body part that's connecting with Leo is the heart, the brave heart. And once you recognize your heart and you're not like this cold personality anymore, you're finding your heart. That's why actually Leo is coming to you. Find your heart. Find your heart in an intuitive way. Intuition is something that comes from deep within, that comes from the soul. Find your heart, and then you find the three. And the three is then again back the social status. But don't get attached to it, because the social status also, you know, there's a moment where we enjoy it, and there's a moment maybe where it is gone, because everything comes and goes. Don't get attached to it, because the three is then the abundance. And then on the position of the sun comes here gravity. Then things in gravitational come to you, attract to you, right? So that you, when you are in here, you are recognizing that everything comes to you. And it's very interesting how she is like now here all alone. It's almost like what I just said, like here you are together, and then again you are alone, and here are all the planets orbiting around, and all these animals are here with you on this planet that you are sitting on. And it's this, again, this hunter-gatherer connection back to the number 27, because here this is a 39, there is a 9 in it, because the 27 creates a 9. But then there is also a 3 in it, and the 3 is here with the plenty, with the everything that you need. And then that's creating a 12, and there is a 3-3 portal right here. Now there's a 3 here as well in this number, the 38, right? And so 3 times 3 is the power, and being powerful without seeming or wanting to look powerful anymore. This is outdated. We don't want this anymore. So we gotta let go of that. And you have to become a little bit more like the brave heart, right? And not so much the mind that's sitting here and thinking about how you're gonna transmit these ideas. You also have to have a heart. And it seems like you do have a heart. It seems like that you are bringing that then to the people. And also the elephant has a big heart. He's one of the most loveliest animal. They never forget if you do something good for them, right? They literally never forget. And so the heart that came here on the position of the moon, which is in your sign today, is saying, yeah, find your heart. Find the brave heart in Leo, and then everything will gravitational come to you, attract itself to you, because this is where Aquarius is speaking to you through the sun, right? The sun is giving you the light, then everything will come to you, and you will attract the number 3. And on then the last 2 cards now on the position of the wake-up call, the guardian angel, right, comes here this interesting card. And the picture is like she's all green. It's very interesting. It's almost like here, this is this iridescent green. But I also see here this green character, right? This attachment of the feminine energy has here, because she's feminine and he is the masculine, the red and the green. And so she is actually turning around, and she's literally saying, okay, pitch. Be as clear, concise, and professional as you can be when you explain your ideas to potential associates. The number 5. I'm just going to turn it around, and here's the 5 in the 16, and you have 5 coins. Very interesting, right? And this is the 5th zodiac sign, the Leo energy. So the pitch, what's the pitch? For what? What's your pitch? Your pitch is that you, or if I collate these together, it's also 5, that you want to bring your heart, that you want to bring this white flower, and that you want this, to bring this pitch forward into the world, that you want to bring to the people that you have understood something. Because then on the position of the world comes here the 7 of Wands, which is Mars in Leo. Then you recognize that here the elephant has come to you to find deep down your fire, your connection, because here the 7, the Mars tower broke. It broke so that something new can come, and you can open the curtain, and this little flower is now the star, and it's the star that you're finding through the tribe that you are in, right? This is now the opening curtain of open the darkness, open the world, because Mars in Leo is about having courage to show the world what are you working on, what you're believing in, and speaking about it, because globalization is over. We are now creating small groups, and it's about connecting within that group to your tribe, so then the right people come to you, and you will have this beautiful moment of recognizing your heart and your grace and generosity that you can bring to the tribe. And then you open this curtain, and then you can see that here the number 4, the closing of the cycle back to the Fool, is then you creating a new stability. You're creating a new paradigm where maybe we are coming back again to the hunter and gatherer society again, that we are self-sufficient, and it's happening already. And this is what actually Aquarius is giving to us, right? Because Aquarius is the evolution, it's the explosive of Uranus. Uranus is like, now esoteric studies are not anymore something crazy, so it's people who do study it recognize the power within it and can open the curtain for themselves first and foremost, and then maybe inspire others to go the same path, to open their own curtain. It's about you being just someone that brings that pitch that is clear, concise, and professional as you can be, to explain your ideas to potential associates, that you can open the curtain, that you can show them, hey, I have understood something, I have recognized something, and I just want you to see that it is possible. So I hope I see you in the next reading. Then we have the Earth turning in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Pisces. So the age of Pisces is speaking one more time to us through the Sun in Pisces. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Wishing you a happy new year 2023, which is a 7. And you had this 7 here. So the new year, right, is the number 7. Namaste.